Hello and welcome or welcome back. My name is Hulda and today we're going to touch on why I have decided to start writing even before my outline is completely finished. Basically, I have been toying with the idea of whether to spend more time trying to flesh out my outline or whether I should just jump into the parts that I already know and start writing. And basically, I've decided to just start writing. You know, this is a scary place to be in. For so long, I've told myself that I needed an outline in order to start writing, because otherwise I might waste my time. I was basically so afraid of a hypothetical result that I've stood frozen in place, not just for the past few months working on this story, but technically for years working on various other projects that never really amounted to anything. And you know what, a part of me is still scared of whether I would be wasting my time, whether I'm going to have to rewrite the entire beginning, whether the ending will change everything so drastically. But you know what? It's worth it. I think it's worth taking a chance on myself and my writing. And not to mention, even if it ends up being a total rewrite, I'm still practicing my craft as a writer if I'm actually writing. Not so much practice if I'm just sitting and thinking about writing. You know, I'm realizing not just with writing, but the actual act of going for something that you want and actually trying is much more important than actually just thinking and planning. I can think things to death and plan things to death, but where has that really gotten me? Not very far. So I would much rather actually try to do something, even if I end up failing. I'll at least learn something and I will know that I tried. You know, looking back on my life, I've never actually regretted trying it. Trying for something, going for something, putting myself out there. You know, there might be growing pains or it might be a difficult path or anything like that, but the actual act of doing it, I've never regretted. So why haven't I applied that to my writing yet? You know, maybe I wasn't ready to let go of my old identity, but I definitely am now. I feel like I've reached the point of no return and something has to give. And as drastic as it may sound, that's either giving up on writing or actually going for it. And well, I don't think I would be creating this video if my solution would be to give up. So the path forward is trying. And to be honest, I'm really excited to sort of shed the old me and embrace the new me and actually finding out who she is. The entire process is very curious, a little overwhelming, but mostly exciting. You know, I want to be a person that says yes to experiences, that's not afraid to try new things. I want to find the joy in the process itself, not just in the end result. Sometimes we don't have a lot of control with what happens in the end, but the process of getting there, that's mostly in my control. And that's really where the joy is. I mean, that's basically what life is, a never-ending process. So why not find the joy instead of just looking for milestones to hit and only being happy when those are met? That seems like a majority sad life instead of a majority happy life. You know, at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to happen with this book. Will it be published? Will it be traditionally published? Will I get an agent? Will it be successful? Will people like it? Will people hate it? I have no idea. It's really impossible to control or plan for. But what I can control is my writing and doing the best with the tools that I have right now. And basically slowly climbing the mountain of skill acquisition, if you will. You know, even if nothing happens with this book, it's still a stepping stone to the next one. I still want to continue writing. So even if this ends up being a total failure, I will still acquire the skills necessary to create book number 2 and book number 3 and so on. And hopefully eventually something will happen with one of them, if not the first one. I mean, that's still the hope, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's all it is, hope. Can't plan for hope. Because honestly, I just love writing and creating and seeing where that takes me. And what those paths could be, I don't know. And honestly, who cares? I think it's going to be great things. What those things are, we'll see. But the joy of the process, that's exciting. At the end of the day, I want to find the beauty in the now. When was the last time you found beauty in the now? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, that's all. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.